are these people?
I'm going to give a little bit of a warning here because this is a really graphic thing. And if you get triggered, by all means, I understand. Come back in a few minutes because this one's, oh boy. Minarmu, who is the founder and editor-in-chief over at Mint Press News, Indie Media Award honoree, had a guest on an American nurse on her podcast this week, Mintcast, who described how he seen that Israeli soldiers are deliberately shooting boys in the penis. The IDF are shooting Palestinian boys in the junk so they will never be able to have children. They're neutering.
Are you fucking kidding me?
They're neutering a population. They are sterilizing the population to ensure that they cannot reproduce. But no genocide is happening, right? This isn't systematic ethnic cleansing, right? I can't even play this, but she says the scenes Willie Massey witnessed in Gaza were harrowing. Children shot multiple times in the head, chest, and groin. Hospitals reduced to rubble. The smell of burning flesh and gunpowder lingering in the air. For the American ICU nurse recently returned from the besieged enclave, and thank God he's able to get back. Israel's assault on Gaza was not just war, it was deliberate, systematic extermination, which we've been saying from minute one. There you go. Now you can read these words a whole lot clearer. Massey had been on the front lines of the Israeli attack on the densely populated strip. Oh man, these people that stand on the front lines in order to patch up Palestinians that have been shot at and wounded. Just wow. Incredible people. So he's worked in Al-Aqsa, Nasser, and Indonesia hospitals, by the way, all of which have been bombed multiple times by Israel. He sat down.
Speaking of, where the fuck is Dr. Hossam? Where's he at?
Dr. Hossam Abu Shafir. That would be nice to know. He sat down with Manar Adley to discuss his time in Palestine and the brutal realities of the assault, the Israeli assault. This is part 2 of that interview. He and other health professionals from all over the world risk their lives to save as many people as possible. These actions have made them a target. Israel's killed more than 1,400 healthcare workers. I remember they used to screech about 1,200 people killed on October 7th. What about the 1,400 healthcare workers they've murdered since October 7th? Every one of which is a war crime. IDF attacks have destroyed or damaged 33 of Gaza's 36 hospitals. It's an atrocity that humanity should never forget. Worse still, he noted, is that Israel blocks medical supplies from reaching the area, meaning that he and his colleagues must work even without basic instruments and drugs, anesthesia, penicillin, rubbing alcohol. Like, they want infection to spread.
Iodine.
Yep. We don't have gauze. We don't have anesthesia. We don't have antibiotics. No water. No electricity.
I think I heard they didn't even have bleach.
Yep. Israel, before every strike cuts off electricity, they're going to bomb you while you're in the dark, of course. Massey explained how this lack of electricity means life-saving machines are shut off, causing mass deaths. Ventilators, for example, stop working unless they have backup generators, and then they target the generators. And so he and his colleagues must bag patients, a process of connecting their respiratory systems to plastic bags which have to be pumped by hand day and night to keep oxygen flowing into these people's bodies. And as they pump, Israeli bombs fall on the hospital and bullets penetrate its walls. Oh, man, fuck Israel. These bombs are supplied by the United States, often at U.S. taxpayer expense, who footed the bill for more than $22 billion of aid to Tel Aviv since October 7th of 2023, making Washington an active participant in the destruction. and extermination. Despite its rhetoric about slashing budgets, the Trump administration has shown few signs of limiting the aid flowing to Israel, even as international organizations label the campaign a genocide and call for boycotts and sanctions against Israel. Massey also chronicles a war against the children of Palestine. We've talked about this many times, noting how girls are dying of urinary tract infections because of the shortage of sanitary products, even tampons. Israeli soldiers, meanwhile, deliberately shoot boys in the junk in order to prevent them from ever being able to have children of their own. These are the stories you're not supposed to hear, which is why you're hearing them here. Because I don't give a fuck. These stories are going to get told here. These motherfuckers. And then they turn around and say that the Palestinian people are animals when they behave like that, committing deliberate war crimes on the regular. And again, the toughs. Yeah, just as a reminder that Israel has boarded and seized a humanitarian ship of British flagship. So now Great Britain either has to have given permission for them to seize the people aboard it and stop it, or they have now committed a violation of international law that Britain now must respond to for having Israel stop and board one of their ships without permission? Holy shit, that's an act of war, isn't it? Last I remember it was. All right, and again, just remember who the IDF is mostly firing on at this point. It's women and children. There are at most 30,000 Hamas, admittedly, according to the IDF. That's after 2.5 years, or what is it, 20 months of dropping bombs on them, where they originally claimed that there were only 20,000 Hamas fighters. So somehow they've murdered or kidnapped or arrested most of the men there. And somehow there are 10,000 more Hamas fighters than there were. The maths don't math there, by the way. The maths ain't mathin'.
What's up with that? What's up with that?
All right. I cannot say fuck Israel enough. We're not going to be remonetized for segments like that. And if you are able to, and you do like the media and you want to support the media that you want to see, and that's us, you can drop us a couple of bucks over at Cash App, $, Indie News Network, $5-10. You can give us $5 or $10 over at co-fi.com/Indie News Network, or any amount. You can go to paypal.me/Indie News Network, any amount that you want there. You can also go to innnewsletter.com. That's where our daily and weekly newsletters go out, as well as some of the podcasts for the individual shows after we stream them live on Substack, which, by the way, we are live on Substack. Good evening, Substack. If you're watching and hanging out, thank you for hanging out.
Newsletter near you.
I did have the chat open at one point. I don't know what happened to it, but all right.
Sorry, but Rachel Maddow's death will just have to come as a pleasant surprise to me.
It would be. Well, I'm not gonna in a video game, right? In a video game. All right. So, good evening to our Substack fam. Good evening over on Odyssey. We're live on Odyssey. I see that Raw Meat Herd is over there. So good to see you over there, fam. I saw Lone Star checking in earlier. We got Ghost Start and Possum Kings over on Rumble. We've got people hanging out and chatting over on YouTube. We got people over on Kick as well. Kick.com/Indie News Network. That's another place that we stream live. We are live to 8 platforms on Sunday nights. Support independent media. We need it more than ever. Love you.
Bye-bye! We are out of here.
No! We just fucking lost the stream!
Can keep giving us nothing and think we're bluffing about coming for your heads. Why play civil if you won't listen to 50,000 dead? And now we know our mission, we form a militia, make Congress a prison.